Hi everyone, I'm JD. Welcome back to my channel. So here is the journal kit for April and all the prompts, and the theme is childhood. So March was looking at going right back to the beginning, going back to our birth and ancestry and all those kind of things. We're going to move up a step and look at childhood. And I kind of broke it up into these 4 prompts. So home, school, holidays and events. So you can kind of break up your childhood that way if that helps. And perhaps my idea was just to write some key thoughts or key memories from home, school, holidays and events. Sorry about this fly flying around, guys. My little spiel here is just talking about how, as I explore my childhood, I hope to identify key moments that shaped who I am. I hope to trace how I developed certain values, beliefs, patterns, passions and dreams. I'll look at what I learnt and see how I've changed now as an adult, and I'll see if perhaps there's some things that I want to recapture from my childhood, or if perhaps there's things I need to let go of from my childhood. And some extra prompts here to get you thinking or just to help out is: how would you describe your childhood? What did you love doing as a child, and what were your childhood dreams? What was your first memory? What was your happiest childhood memory? How have you changed since you were a child? Childhood lessons and milestones and formative events. And perhaps you can draw out a timeline of your childhood, writing out those key events and those formative events. And then I've just got a quote here that I came up with for this month: never lose wonder and awe. Be astonished at everything. Share these moments. So as a kid, everything is new, everything's exciting, and I want to just try and always keep that childlike wonder and experience things kind of almost for the first time. So you capture it and you don't take it for granted, but you see it, you really see it, and you're astonished by it, and then share those things either through journaling, which is what I'm going to be doing here, or talking about it, or writing about it, blogging about it, whatever it is. This one's just a prompt card to help what I loved to do as a child, and you might want to write those down there. My idea being that perhaps there's things that you really loved doing as a child that you neglected as you grew older, and maybe you want to go back to those things and see how it may still spark something inside you. It might still light you up. You might still enjoy it as an adult. Alright, so some other bits of ephemera to go with this kit. This is another prompt card, Simple Pleasures. Again, as a child, we can maybe more easily enjoy just the simple pleasures of life, the sound of rain or the smell of rain, or I don't know what it could be. I remember I always loved, when you're really, really thirsty on a hot day, a glass of cold water was just one of my favorite simple pleasures. Or you get home from school and, you walk home from school, and just getting that glass of water and drinking that glass of water was just a simple pleasure. So maybe just write down some childhood simple pleasures, or as an adult now, what are your simple pleasures now? Things like, for me as well, that feeling of curling up with a doona with a cup of soup or something, or reading Daphne's Diary is a simple pleasure, or curling up with a good book, or eating a lovely meal, or I don't know, just some ideas. And because we're kind of going down a trip down memory lane, I wanted to include these bits of ephemera to do with photos and capturing memories, and kind of captures that vintage look to Kodak. So that's, I grew up with Kodak photos. I grew up with the brand Kodak. And hopefully these may spark some memories. Maybe you want to actually dig out some childhood photos and stick them in your journal. So I might do that to go with these. This I included because it's from a grammar book, so that can go with the theme of the school prompt. And perhaps when you're talking about school, some memories of your favourite teachers, your favourite subjects, what you learnt, life lessons that you've learnt, friends that you made, things like that. So I might have fun writing out some school memories there. Continuing on with the Kodak, I had these negative sleeves and I thought they were kind of cool, so I just scanned them. And this is, authentic ephemera from my own family and my own life of photos that we've taken. And because you don't get these anymore, so I thought, yeah, I want to use the originals in my journals, in my personal journals. but then I thought I'd scan them as well so that I could reuse them. And I thought maybe you could journal on these, or just, you know, stick it on the page as fun, authentic ephemera, and again to go with the theme of memories and photos. So I think I might be digging out quite a few childhood photos in this month. And here, of course, there's always the doilies. So I kind of went with a yellow colour theme. I always try to do a theme. I think the first one I did blue, the second one was pink for February, and then I did a bit of green last time, and then this one's more yellow in nature. So we've got the yellow flowers here, and the yellow ledger paper, vintage ledger paper. And of course you can turn these into bigger or smaller, like you can make this a little label, or bigger where you can do more journaling on there, but that's just how I printed it out. And then I've got a page here of some of the Alice in Wonderland pages. 2 are from Alice in Wonderland and 2 are from Through the Looking Glass. And I chose this one because I love this. I used to watch Alice in Wonderland, the movie, the video, over and over again, just on repeat when I was a kid, and so that kind of reminds me of this, and how my favourite scene in that movie was the Garden of Talking Flowers. And then here, just more pictures of Alice, and yeah, this was from my own childhood book that I read as a kid, so you get authentic ephemera from my own life. And yeah, I just love that story, and I guess Alice in Wonderland captures that awe and wonder and that imagination of a child, so thought I'd include that there. And then, by the way, these are all in the public domain, and there's a set of each of these, a set of Through the Looking Glass and a set of Alice in Wonderland that are freebies available for anyone through my Patreon. If you click on the page, the link is down below. You'll see a section that says freebies, or you should anyway, and then you can access these and just print them out however you want. And then here is some of my own artwork that I did when I was a child, and this is of the willow. So you guys know Willow Bound Journals. It's named after the willow that I grew up with in the front of our garden, and it was my favourite place. So for those who don't know, Willow Bound Journals, the reason I called it that was because the willow for me was my safe place. It was my favourite place. It was a place where I could be myself. It was a place where my imagination could run free. It was a magical place, and that's what a journal is for me. It's a safe place. A journal is a place I can be myself. It's a place where I can dream and imagine, and it's magical because when you just put words on a page, that is the most magical thing, I think. And when you create on a page, it's magic. So that's why the willow is so significant for me, and why I named Willow Bound Journals Willow Bound Journals. And this is actually a photo that I took of the canopy of the willow, and I just loved climbing these branches, and I would feel like a princess in this tree. And that was my drawing of it. And then here's some other drawings, just of some palm trees and the beach, because that's one of my favourite places, is the beach. And this one is of a lake. So that is that one. Alright, so that's the kit for this month. It is available to all patrons, no matter what tier level you are. If you don't want to go through the signing up process and all that thing, it is available for $5, this kit. Through PayPal or direct deposit. So just feel free to email me or contact me through Etsy, and I will email this to you if you would like to purchase it that way. So feel free to join in with me, and I'll come back later on and share my page spreads for this month. I hope it's a fun one for you as you kind of take a walk down memory lane and relive your childhood, or I hope remember some formative moments and events that you see how they shaped you. And yeah, feel free to share them on the Willow Bound Journals Facebook group page as well. I'd love to hear your stories, especially these deep heart stories. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.